true freedom doesn't have to have a form or a look to it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that, Krishnamurti was set to the task of combining the world's religions and being the avatar of this kind of new, all-inclusive, universal religion. And perhaps he took it serious because he searched deep enough to go, okay, well, that's bullshit. We won't have a new religion. That's the problem. And I can really relate to that because, going to the Universal School of Self was in the beginning about studying everything. And then, I thought the mission was to figure out a new construct of everything. But once I found myself packing that into a form, I realized you're just creating a new form. And the true freedom lies beyond it, and it's formless. So it goes back to the, become nothing and then you become everything. But to be able to be at peace
Mm-hmm.
with your story, and then also to be at peace with having fun, creating new stories without obligation of having to fit into a mold, to me is the greatest freedom. And because I had this encounter with Christ, and because I found myself, for whatever reason, drawn to the story and message of Christ, and yet found myself at odds with the religion centered around Christ, called Christianity, I felt some degree that I had to fall into the stereotypes of presenting that I had to set myself apart from myself and play some role in being a messenger of that message. And what I really realized is that Christ's original message was also not meant to fit into a form or a role. That was done by others who weren't living in the reality that he was living in. And he was not only in the formless realm, but you could say in the realm of consciousness, awakening to himself as that, but he also was in relationship to it in all creation. And his last extended hand was, come into this oneness with me. And we can be one, and you can be one with the Father, and you can be one with me, and you can be one with every other one. Love one another. We're all part of one thing. And that message got subterfuge to a new division. And then a new religion with a certain set of series, beliefs, and practices that then set itself apart from other human beings, and then even set itself apart from, the body of Christ itself is divided. So as I really tried to understand, well, what was this thing I said yes to? What keeps visiting me over and over is, I'm with you, just be you. I love you, I accept you. And if that's the message to me, that's also the message to every other human being.
Has to be.
And then what is that? It is actually a universal school of self. It says, you know, you're okay being you. And in some way, that's all I've really ever been saying to people, or all that I ever do. You know, I love going out and meeting people, but I just love meeting them and saying, who are you? And then I just want to let them know, wow, that's really cool. Like, it's really cool to be you. And all the, all the things you're really worried about have been put on you. So you're carrying all this weight about who you are and who you have to be. Let it go. You know, who are we to be as a spiritual person? What if the greatest thing was just being who you already are? And you could even take off the baggage of the idea of a spiritual person, you know, because that would say, I have to be like this, but I can't be like this. You know, the person who enters non-duality, which is of course true, everything is one, but then they find themselves no longer being able, almost being able to differentiate. Everything is empty, and yet the opposite side of that is everything is full. So both of those have to hold together, because any theory of everything has to include everything, or it's no longer a theory of everything. If science tries to say, I want to do the theory of everything, but let's eliminate consciousness because that's just too confusing, it's like, well, it's no longer the theory of everything. And if the underlying foundation of everything is consciousness, then the closest you can come is to enter that. And you will not know everything, but you'll be swimming in the place that all knowing is meant to deliver you to.